It looks like. What is up, gang? We are outdoors. It's super weird. I might need to change that. I'm Galoob. He's Tommy. It's 3rd&48. We are dead ass in the middle of summer. Let me welcome you back to COD. This man walks back in the door, drops an 8-kill banger. Right out the gate, hasn't played since. Did you even play Ashika Island?
No, it's been at least a year.
That's what I'm saying. Just dropping an 8 spot. We threw out a 6 apiece. I think Timmy threw us 4. So, big dick on the COD.
Do y'all get down on the COD?
Do you get down with COD?
I feel like it's like all hand in hand, like sports, COD, betting, gambling, football, poker,
doing things with teams.
Just dudes doing dude shit.
Well, welcome back. I'm glad you're back. The new map is fire. If you haven't played Vondel, hop on it. I don't know what that means. Anyway, right in the middle of summer, is there anything sports-wise that you can just like, hey, I need to talk about this right now? Like, there's nothing I can't skip.
No, not really. We are literally in the dog days of summer. They always say like the MLB All-Star break is like the worst time of the year for sports.
Well, there's not even baseball.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I guess Wimbledon was going on. I was going to ask about Wimbledon. Have you watched any tennis matches?
I saw the Joker got knocked out today by the young 20-year-old kid.
Alcaraz.
In the final.
2 p.m. today.
Huge. That's going to be a launching point for that dude's career.
And Djokovic is obviously a fucking tennis legend, but I can promise you that I didn't watch a single second of the Wimbledon final. So
I did think that Nadal and Federer were going to be the 2 best tennis players ever, and then Joker just came along and blew them both out of the water statistically.
Both of these Serbians just come in and overtake both sports. Basketball and tennis both are ruled by the Serbians currently. Is that wild? What are they doing in Serbia?
Yeah, I don't know. I literally, I'm gonna be honest with you. Have you ever sat and watched a whole tennis match?
I have. I played it. I was gonna go play today, but Mitch was busy stacking the soda pop. I couldn't make it.
You've sat in front of a TV and watched an entire tennis match.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember who it was?
Only big boys. I've watched Nadal whole match. I used to watch Sampras and Agassi.
Okay.
I know back in the day, there was less choices then, though. Like
Nadal, Federer used to be huge.
Yeah, I've definitely watched both of them.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? Andy Roddick. Never watched Andy Roddick match?
No, I feel like he was one of those dudes like what was the female's name? Anna Kournikova.
Kournikova was just hot though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Roddick was the male version of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me turn this off. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's making it look terrible. Let's try that.
There we go. Facebook's in here. Let's go.
Hey, his face looks normal again. I don't know. I like tennis is fun, but it's like it's way too much of a commitment. Wimbledon's been going on for 2 freaking weeks.
Yeah, I saw that one of the, I guess you would call it like a match or a point, or one set. It lasted 28 minutes for one set.
That makes sense. Because the game is, so the set is to 7.
Yeah.
But you could be, or no, it's to 6.
Right.
But you could be 5-5, and then you have to win by 2.
Yeah.
And each one is a game that has 4 to 5 different points within the game. It's wild scoring system. I know it when I'm playing it.
It's like to me, it's like hockey. Like I don't enjoy it, or hockey or baseball. I don't enjoy it, but I understand the level of difficulty.
Yeah.
Like if I tried to return a serve from a pro,
it's impossible.
You just look like a moron.
If I hit one now that has some juice on it, and I guarantee you, I'm not hitting it. Some of these guys are serving like $140.
Yeah.
And granted, professionals can't return that. They just eat it if it's in bounds. And then the second serve, if they typically miss, they slow it down a little bit so I can get it bounced. But the point is if I juice one like 60, 70, I really get on one if I'm playing, which is half of how hard they hit it.
I do remember back in the day, Roddick used to hit like 120.
Oh, ridiculous.
140.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm just saying normal humans that are athletic can probably hit at 60, 70, and that's hard to return. So I can't imagine doubling that.
I want to transition what you just said with the serve into Rory winning the Scottish Open today.
Okay.
He hit a 420-yard drive today.
Holy shit.
They were playing in threesomes. He went 420. One of the other guys went 350, and the other guy, the shortest hitter of the group, went like 310.
Is this like downhill? Does it have to be?
There was a
Has
lot
to
of
be.
wind because it was Scotland, but like Rory is just, I don't understand how he generates that with his frame.
Well, what? He's like 5'8".
He's like 5'8". He's like 160
Like
pounds.
if you ran
tops.
into Rory McIlroy at Walmart, unless you know golf, you probably don't know him. You'd be like, who's this little fucker? I'd probably whip his ass.
I would know who he is,
But that's
like,
what you think, right?
Most people would be like, this is like teenagers buying groceries or something like that.
He looks like a little kid.
I was telling you right before we went on the air that like since they did the PGA Live merger, Rory's been on a tear.
Right.
He's got like 2 top 10s, and then today he needed to go bird 17-18 to win,
And he did.
And on 18 he hits a 2-iron from over 200 yards to within 5 feet, drops the bird, dead center the whole way. I mean,
the first problem for me here is that he hit a 2-iron.
2-iron.
How do you even make contact?
He normally hits a 3-iron. He took the 3-iron out of his bag this week, put a 2-iron in because he knew it was going to be windy. Just
that's like swinging a garden shovel that's stiff.
It's just genius, man. I think something like Rory he hasn't won a major in like 10 years, so I think sometimes people forget how good he is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like everyone knows that has loosely watched golf knows Rory is good though.
His swing is like, when you like write down what you want a perfect golf swing to be, it's Rory.
It's textbook. Yeah.
And even Tiger said that because like I overheard Tiger telling his son on this clip one time. His son said that Dad, I want to swing like you. He said, don't swing like me. Copy Rory's swing. That's what I want you to swing like.
We got a joke. What's the joke? Looks like a joke.
Why can't Barbie get pregnant? Because Ken comes in a separate box.
It's mid. Give me another one.
That was like
I mean, I get it, but it's like that's like a 4.
I was gonna 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Depending on delivery, who's saying it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't. Is the Scottish Open? Is that a PGA event?
I think
is
it's
that a European Tour event?
I think it's the European Tour, okay. Whatever they're calling it these days.
So Rory plays it because he's from Northern Ireland. And he's from over there, and
all the top guys were in there today.
Yeah,
like Scheffler, Rahm.
It's like playing a major here. It's the same thing. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody was. I mean,
that is a major.
It was a huge deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that there's a what was it? Greg Norman does the European Masters tournament.
Greg Norman.
Gary Player. I don't. One of the older guys. Like it's the European Masters or the British Masters, comparable to Augusta.
Okay.
Presented by X player. I don't remember which one, but it was on during July 4th. And I don't know where I was and what. It's a European tour, I guess, but it's like a major. It was the Masters for Europe. Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't really matter. Here we go.
No.
What goes in hard and comes out wet? Yeah, no, it's not that. It's chewing gum.
Presented by TikTok handle 24. Big Jeff Gordon fan back in the day.
And or Kobe. Yeah. Kobe. This man throws so many wadded up paper balls into the trash. All right. Did you watch any of the home run derby or the All-Star game?
Zero.
Oddly enough, zero. I watched a lot of baseball. I watched none of that.
I know Vlad Guerrero Jr. won it, and I think that's cool as hell because his dad won it, and I think that's awesome. And I saw he hit more home runs in one round than his dad hit when he won in the entire thing.
Which is because he got extended time for hitting multiple balls over 440. Every ball that you hit that goes further than 440 feet,
right?
You get an extra X amount of time. I don't remember what it is.
Wow.
Randy Arozarena hit 82 freaking home runs in 3 rounds.
Jesus.
Lost to Vlad 25-23, but in that last round, Vlad got the bonus time for going long.
Okay. Randy
got 0 bonus time for hitting anything over 440. And that was the thing afterwards. Arozarena was like, if I had the bonus time that Vlad did, I would have beat him. And he broke. I think 82 was a record for home run derby amount of home runs total.
That is insane. I've always heard that like people that go on these big heaters during the home run derby, it like affects their swing, like going into the second part of the season, because they change their swing to just be hitting dingers.
I would say yes in the older days when people were hitting for average. I think now most guys have a home run swing with that launch angle and the velocity being so important, sabermetrics wise, in a baseball swing. I don't think you have to change your swing that much.
I know exactly who said it. Josh Hamilton.
because he was a ball player. He wasn't a home run guy.
He used to be a stud.
But now everyone has a home run swing. Everyone's swing plane is like you would want it for the home run derby. It used to not be. It used to be a different swing that was taught.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all about launch angle, which is obviously that's a good thing for a home run derby.
Does the winner of the All-Star game still get home field advantage?
I don't think so. I think they took that away, which is another reason why the All-Star game is boring. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think they took that away. Hey, are we good on the sound on YouTube? Did you check that? We got a new mic for YouTube, and I don't know how good it sounds. Let me know there.
So I hate the NFL has the worst All-Star game of anyone because they're literally playing flag now, which is a joke.
No, football All-Star, Pro Bowl. I didn't watch any of it.
The NBA All-Star game is good for like the last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the game's a joke. Baseball used to mean something, so I used to actually watch the baseball All-Star game, even though I don't watch baseball.
And they used to try, and they had. I mean, you got aces pitching an inning, which is it's pretty solid. I feel like that doesn't happen anymore, and it's not nearly as intense. I don't know.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Cool thing in baseball, the Cleveland Indians. Mm-hmm. Sorry, the baseball team formerly known as the Cleveland Indians, now known as the Cleveland Guardians. Yes, that's a real name. I checked on it. Bo and Josh Naylor, two brothers, both happen to play in the major leagues. Both are brothers, both on the same team. Bo is a rookie that's a catcher. Josh, a 5-year vet, is a first baseman. They both hit a home run in the same inning.
Okay.
Same inning home run for brothers. Pretty cool. Thought it was a cool deal.
Better or worse than when Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. hit one in the same?
Ooh, brothers or father-son comp? I would feel like father-son would be cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More difficult as well.
Well, yeah.
Because them playing on the same team is just not.
Right.
Yeah.
Not very likely. But still a cool story. I can imagine playing in the same inning. Like, obviously you can't compare what we do as athletes now, Jesus. But my brother and I have hit home runs in the same inning in softball.
Jesus,
that's cool though. It's cool.
It looks whip the fun. Dick out and put it on the table.
I can still hit softball dingers, but that's happened. So I can imagine that, like on a big stage, major league ball game, that's pretty fucking cool.
Poll question: stupider name, Cleveland Guardians or Washington Commanders?
Ooh, which one's stupider?
Stupider name?
Stupider, more stupid.
I think the Guardians is stupider because it sounds like a damn comic book. It's a joke.
He said Commanders. I actually think Guardians is worse. It's horrible.
Guardians is horrible.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, Commanders is bad, but Guardians is like epically bad.
Yeah.
They're both terrible. What's the other one that got? Is there another one that got changed for offensiveness? I guess.
Couldn't tell you.
He's so cool. Duh.
Bad.
All right, guys retiring from Major League Baseball soon.
Mm-hmm.
A, do you care? B, is it a big deal when they leave? Miguel Cabrera, number 1.
I knew that was going to be the first name you say.
Yeah. Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Easy
Triple Crown winner. Possibly the best right-handed hitter we've seen since like fucking Ty Cobb. Old school guys like that.
There was a little couple year span there where if you put your money on either him or Mike Trout before the season started to win MVP, you were going to win 100% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, Miggy constantly hit like close to 400 for long stretches during the season. He's just been a hitter. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a goofy looking goon guy, but he's just a ball player.
Basically, the only thing.
Do you think there'll be a big celebration?
Detroit had to look forward to for a long time, other than Verlander.
Well, he's damn near done now. He's getting up there in age. I want to say he's 40.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be like a celebrated thing. I don't know if it'll be quite as much as Albert Pujols' like farewell tour, because everyone, like when Pujols was retiring, everyone was serving him meatballs, getting him to the 700 home run plateau, which was cool.
I never heard a word of Cabrera and PEDs either.
No,
I never heard those two in the same sentence.
Well, you always see these guys that are built like Pujols, Cabrera. Do they need PEDs? They're just giant humans. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they need PEDs to get up there to the next level. They're just big dudes that have outstanding hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
Adam Wainwright, pitching for the Cardinals. He's 2 wins away from win number 200. Oh, good. Caleb Fitness is in the house. If you got some time, follow her on Instagram. Caleb Fit. personal trainer, and she happens to live with me.
Damn. Can't hide money, bro.
Adam Wainwright's 2 wins away from 200 in St. Louis. I want to say he's like a beloved figure around there. All these guys have played for the same team for quite a long time, and I feel like those are usually the ones that get sentimental. People are sad to see them go.
Right.
Like when A-Rod played for 3 or 4 different teams, did anyone really care? Does anyone have that connection with him besides like baseball as a whole?
You're asking the wrong guy because I loved A-Rod.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I thought he was.
I love A-Rod.
I thought he was the coolest guy.
Guys like that are really good, but play for multiple different teams. I feel like they don't get the same like love shown to them from their retiring team.
Right.
Because they weren't there the whole career.
So few people can go Dirk and Kobe 20 years with one team. It just doesn't happen.
Well, and usually for the ball club, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to sign him for that many times. Wainwright's kind of the same boat as Joey Votto from Cincy. And Joey Votto is like a fan favorite. You've seen the TikToks where Votto like tells jokes to the fans or makes fun of them. He comes up and some heckler saying some shit to him and he shoots it right back at him. He's hilarious. He's also one of these Mark Reynolds types. Hits like 220, but pops out 35, 40 bombs.
He spent a lot of time his career on the DL.
He's been hurt a lot too, yeah. For sure. I don't know if I can say that live. I don't think so. I appreciate you. And the big one, Clayton Kershaw, another Hall of Famer, probably going to retire this year. He's hurt right now.
Yeah.
He's had trouble staying hurt this year. Last year, he said it's a no-brainer that I'll be back this year. This year, during the season, he's been asked if this is his last year. He said, this year, I'm not so sure, which tells me he's probably ready to retire. He has a wife. He has kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's done what he needs to do. The Dodgers are still good, and he's still producing. I just don't know, like, if he's hit that point of, do I care enough to go through this, to go through an injury-riddled season again? I feel like when I hit that point, I would be done. I'm at his point.
He's already set financially for life.
Right.
He got his World Series ring finally. He had a terrible record in the postseason for the longest time. He kept coming up short in the big moments. He finally got over that hump.
Kershaw was juicing? Is that a thing?
No, that was from a while back. That's an old comment.
I was going to say, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Talking about Votto?
And that was like a 5 to 10 year span where Kershaw was like the best pitcher in the league, top 3 at worst.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think if Kershaw and Cabrera retire this year, there will be a big going away party for both of those guys. Yeah. And I think Cabrera is definitely done. And Kershaw, I don't see coming back. Honest, just like reading what he says, reading between the lines, listening to how he answers questions about his future, I think he's done. So LA has a real shot at a deep playoff run this year, though. So maybe he rides out on top if LA gets hot at the right time. You know how baseball works.
So between Wainwright, Pujols, and the catcher, the Cards had 3 Hall of Famers at the same time.
Yadier Molina
on their team.
Yeah. The Cardinals were very good for quite a long time there.
Guaranteed playoff spot for like a 10 to 15 year period.
Yeah. And this year they have been bad. I will say they're coming around a little bit. I don't know how much attention you've paid to baseball in general, but
0.
If you have not, Boston is 49-44. That's correct. 49-44. They're 5 games above 500, and they're in last place in the AL East. That is insane at the All-Star break. I've been talking about it. I've been hyping the AL East all freaking year. It just keeps going. This train keeps rolling. It's the gift that keeps giving. I just continue to be right about it. It's fantastic. The AL East is so good, is my point there. Run differential in the Major League Baseball. I know you understand that this is a big deal. There's 3 teams that are 100+ run differential this year. It's the Braves, the Rays, and the Rangers. And I've said the Rangers have been on a tear. The Rays have been on a tear. The Braves started off slow, outstanding. Those 3 teams are on absolute fire, and their run differential shows why they're better than everyone else. Not that you have a whole lot to throw in.
I heard everything you just said, and the only thing that I can think about, baseball related, the only thing that matters to anyone is Ohtani going to get traded. It's the only thing I can think about.
Hey, I was getting there. I was just, outlining how good everyone else is.
Because
But
I'm hearing $600+ million contract.
The trade deadline is approaching, obviously. Are you paying him as a pitcher and a fielder? Obviously, you have to. This is going to be a record-breaking deal. You're going to be paying him as an ace. You're going to be paying him as your cleanup hitter, probably 3-hole hitter, whatever. Are you looking at what, 250 mil, 300 mil per position that he's playing? This is going to be a record-breaking contract, and whoever he gets traded to knows that out the gate, and it's going to be immediately written into the stone. Hey, Dojo says boring. Hey, you don't have to say, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate the love, Dojo.
Hey, man. Throw me a like.
I wish you had a profile pic so I could see your face.
Giants, I heard, was a big one. I was on my way here, of course, talking to my dad.
Right.
Dad's Cubs. Cubs are going to get him. Dad, I appreciate the optimism. I just don't think it's going to happen. Giants, real possibility. But whoever is paying that price tag, they're going to have to pony up some major quiche. Are you saying record-breaking deal on all fronts?
There's no way it's not the biggest
Guaranteed.
Contract in the history of baseball.
Guaranteed money, incentive money, all of it is going to be outrageous.
And I'm saying this right now, and I feel like he's the most electrifying player we've ever seen. Because we've never seen in the history of baseball, we've never seen someone do this. I don't see a way with when he gets $600 million that he will ever be able to live up to that.
Will he be worth it?
I think he's going to be judged by that for the rest of his career. And I think there's because it's going to be a 10-year deal,
right?
12-year deal.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's no way.
So this is a one-shot career deal. For wherever Ohtani goes, this is where I'm playing.
There's zero chance he can continue this pace. It's just not possible.
What if he gets to the, there's always like a breaking point, a fall-off point for an athlete.
Yeah.
What if he turns himself into Ichiro?
Well, my brain tells me eventually there's no way he can continue being a starting pitcher. And who knows? Maybe he stops being a starting pitcher 3 years into the deal, but he continues being the best first or second best power hitter in the league.
That's interesting because, so is there a clause written into the contract that says we're paying you for both, but if you stop doing one,
right,
that money goes away. It's X amount of dollars.
I don't see a way where he can continue being a starter, but coming out of the bullpen for an inning, maybe two, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. That's where my brain would go.
There's going to be wild lingo in the contract. I think that's what's going to happen because you're going to have to figure out a way to protect yourself from depending on this guy to be both things for 10 years. That is asking a hell of a lot. How long have we been doing a podcast? What are we on?
We started in 2020, but we rebranded to the 3rd and 48 podcast about maybe a year ago-ish.
Probably not even. Probably the beginning of last football season.
We're live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. And then as soon as we finish the pod, we upload to all the major streaming services. Yep. We try to funnel everyone to Spotify if you can.
Yeah, Spotify seems to be the easiest. I just found this out recently. A lot of people listen to Amazon podcasts.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Apple
but we are on Amazon and Apple, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the major also, while we're at it, let's go ahead and pitch it. 3rd and 48 is on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, iHeart, Apple. He's Thomas the Lefty. I'm Glue QB1. Shout us out. Give us a follow.
If you hit us on TikTok,
don't send any dick pics
to you immediately.
Shit gets weird if you send dick pics. For him, I'm fine with it. I'll crop them and I'll put them on the internet.
Appreciate it, Raymond. Stick around. We're about to get to NFL right now. We got to get the other ones out of the way.
Slowly meandering.
We're 90% NFL. We just got to get through these dogs.
So
training camp starting next week, baby.
The WNBA basketball All-Star game. I almost got him. He thought I was serious. I'm totally kidding. It did happen, but I'm not going to fucking talk about it. Actual girl fight in Vegas, though. Mayra Bueno Silva, freaking front guillotine choke on Holly Holm. Did you see it? We won't talk about it too much, but it was dirty.
with Amanda Nunes retiring,
Right.
it left that belt wide open for Holly Holm to come back and have one more run in her 40s as a champ.
Get out.
Just gets choked out.
The front get to that looks like the worst. You can't let anyone get under your chin.
She's like 42 though. Why are you still fighting?
I get your chin down. You know better. If you let anyone under your chin, you're done. Anyway, that was a second rounder. And Holly Holm, you're fucking out. Mayra Bueno Silva, you're fucking in.
You ready?
All right.
Hold on. Kevin wants to know from Steelers guy.
Steelers win a game this year? Large chance we go 0-17. Could definitely happen.
I would rather you change it to, do the Steelers win a playoff game this year? That's a more appropriate question.
Here's the thing.
Do they get into the playoffs and then do they win a game?
The biggest issue is that, like, I'm going to be optimistic and hopeful the entire time, win 8 to 9 games. I feel like that's reasonable. I think there's a real chance they pop off a 10 or 11 spot and sneak into the playoffs. It really, 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 and if you watch the show, you understand how I think about it. It really depends on Kenny Pickett, because the rest of the team they can make it to the playoffs with the right things happening. So I would say it mostly depends on the development of Kenny Pickett, his relationship with George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Calvin Austin, and who's the other guy that just signed? Allen Robinson. So all the tools are there. Najee Harris is a monster for another 1 to 2 years. So,
and they're about to start rolling out some 2 tight end sets.
Yeah. Oh, Pat Freiermuth. That kid's good.
We are currently drinking.
We're talking just offense.
We got a Yingling and we got a High Noon.
It's the red, white, and blue version.
And I'm polishing off the rest of the High Noons I had in the fridge. I bought them one time just to sample them. $28 for an 8-pack. That'll never happen again. They're solid, but that price tag's ridiculous.
Oh, PBR. Big fan of the PBR. I'm a PBR guy.
Just drank a PBR at dinner last night. $3 for a tall boy at the local Mexican restaurant.
San Jose?
No, Cantina 76.
Oh, Cantina. I do love a good old PBR 16-ounce can.
Yeah. $3.
All right. Let's get to the goods. Your boy, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley both are prepared to hold out.
There was one more, and he got locked up today.
Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram signs a 3-year deal with the Jags today.
Oh, I thought you meant he went to freaking jail.
Yikes. That sounded racist.
Well, he's not a running back. Why would that be? A lot of people go to jail. Different than the running back argument, though, because Saquon's been hounding reporters, teams, owners, GMs, pay running backs. Is Josh Jacobs on the same wavelength here? Is he just more quiet about it? Have you heard anything from the Raiders camp from Josh Jacobs about his thoughts on it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Jacobs came out this weekend and said, I'm setting a Monday 4 p.m. deadline. If you do not give me a contract before tomorrow, 4 p.m., I will not be reporting to training camp.
Tomorrow.
When's
training camp start?
Rookies should be reporting this week.
Oh, man, we're so close.
Yep.
I can taste it.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
I mean, we're like 4 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game.
Jeez. Yeah. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, I will be there at the end of August with my papa and my large brother. You're supposed to come, but you got to go see Skinner. I get it.
Evan Ingram signs a ridiculously team-friendly deal today, I thought. It was like 3 years, 2 years guaranteed, like $40 million for 3 years, something like that.
I feel like Ingram is kind of underachieved as a tight end from what his expectations were.
In New York.
Right.
In Jacksonville, he's popped off.
Right. I'm just saying, like, long term. So are you selling that to him as you're working out his contract? Hey, we brought you here. Let's get this thing done. You're flourishing here. You weren't before.
Ingram should have
let us help.
Ingram, take whatever you can get.
Yeah.
Because you were a bust with the Giants so far.
Right.
But I think Calvin Ridley coming back this year and that offense, Doug Peterson runs a very tight end friendly offense. I think Ingram goes off again.
Wait, it was a 2-year deal?
3-year. 3-year with two are guaranteed, but it's a 3-year deal total.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds like a running back contract.
So he's going to come up for another deal when he's still in his prime. So he might have a chance to get paid twice.
That's not the worst thing, but you know, the 2 years guaranteed is what would scare me. But again, so going back to, I get good for Evan Ingram, solid like revitalization story, because he was supposed to be a stud. Everyone kind of thought he was washed, thought he was done, not any good. hooks up with T-Law. Now he's looking all right. And the Jags are looking all right. One of my I don't even know if you can call him a sleeper at this point. I think the Jags are going to the playoffs. That's another story.
Peterson is a top 10 coach in the NFL.
Are Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley going to affect the overall status of the running back market? Will they make an impact on how teams treat these contracts moving forward, dealing with them like this? Because I feel like this has happened for a while. A lot of running backs have run into this situation. Are these two guys good enough to make an impact on how they do it, or is this just going to be status quo and this is part of the norm?
So good enough's out of the question. Mm-hmm. Josh Jacobs led the NFL in rushing last year. He also had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. He had double-digit touchdowns. Mm-hmm. I mean, the dude leads the league consistently in broken tackles for like the last 3 years. He's only 25 years old. He hasn't even entered his prime yet.
Right.
The only problem is the NFL has devalued the running back position so much.
Yeah.
The franchise tag number for running backs, which is the average of the top 5 salaries in the league,
$8 million.
It's went down for running backs 5 consecutive years. If Barkley's realistically asking for $16 million a year, that's never going to freaking happen. Like, this is just not going to happen. What I was thinking.
Well, this is kind of the same thing that Le'Veon Bell did and ruined his effing career. Mm-hmm. So, are we going to make any progress here? Is the same thing going to happen?
He did wind up getting a huge bag from the Jets, though.
He did.
He'll never get back the $14 million he lost from Pittsburgh that 1 year, but he ends up getting 30 to 50 from the Jets.
Or he'll never get back how his career went after that either. Because he went from being like running back of the year, all-pro caliber guy in Pittsburgh to he's our guy in New York who's overpaid.
Last thing on the Jets, I've been seeing a ton of
that's true.
Put money on T-Law for MVP. Like dark horse MVP candidate.
I mean, the last half of the season he was freaking outstanding.
Top 3 in every quarterback statistic, like last 6 to 8 games of the year.
So I could definitely see that. We've been hyping Trevor Lawrence for 4 years now. So,
and I do think that division's a joke. I think if they don't win that division, that something catastrophe happened. You know,
we'll see how it shakes out in the running back world with Jacobs and Barkley. I really don't know. I don't know if they're.
I mean, I'm biased, so I can't answer the question. You're an owner of a team, and those two guys are both on the free agent market. Which one are you signing?
I would sign Barkley, but that's the kind of utilization I would like out of my running back.
One of those guys led the league last year, and one didn't.
In rushing, right? Not receiving, because he's not great out of the backfield.
We didn't dump it off a lot.
We'll blame it on that. Does Devontae Adams stay in Las Vegas?
If we have any chance of being competitive, if we're say, 2-8 at the trade deadline or something like that, he's definitely gone. Yeah. But we would have to. I've seen the numbers, the amount of money we would have to eat in dead money if we traded Devontae, because we gave him like 5 for 125 when we signed him just 1 year ago.
Jeez.
The cap ramifications would be massive.
Is there? I don't know if you know. I might just be asking a ridiculous question. Is there any way to get around any of that? Is there a way to build that into something?
No, there's no way around it. Contracts are locked in.
Okay.
I'm the biggest Raiders fan you'll ever meet in your life, and I say that. I mean, it's literally tattooed on my back. I can't. I've been on this train for 20 years. My boy over here. Diehard Steelers. We go to multiple games a year, but we try to be not homers as much as we can. We're not the Raiders Steelers podcast. You got to be well rounded if you're going to talk about NFL.
Yeah,
you can't just ramble about your team. Nobody wants to listen to that.
Actually, in all actuality, that was part of the problem that we had with listening to local radio when we had this idea, was because where we live, just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. All you get on the radio is Gamecock, Clemson, Gamecock. So our whole goal with this was to go around the freaking league, because we pay attention to everything anyway. And we're like, you know what? These clowns like to sit here and talk about the same freaking thing every day, and people eat it up. I don't like listening to that shit. So I said, why don't we go on? Why don't we get on here? We'll talk about literally every team, everything that happens. And we'll just go around the world with it. Hell, people might like it, people might not. Here we are.
So we had a comment from Raymond on TikTok, and he said, how's it feel to be up 17 and lose? And I kind of got dead to it last year because it happened to us 6 times last year where the Raiders were winning by double digits and we lost the game. The one that broke my heart the most, I was sitting in Jacksonville. We're up 17 at half. We're freaking cruising, man. And the Jags going at halftime. They make adjustments. Peterson's a hell of a head coach. We do nothing because Josh McDaniels, I think he's a moron. I think he should have never been fired. He should never been hired. He should have already been fired.
I think he's a moron.
So like, my wife knows nothing about football. Like she knows Derek Carr. That's it because she's been watching him for 10 years now. But we're sitting in the stands, and my wife knows nothing about football. She goes, "Why does Derek Carr just sit there? Why does Derek Carr not throw the ball to where he's supposed to throw the ball? Why does Derek Carr just hold the ball?" And I'm going, "Holy shit! This guy has to go. He's got to go. He's got to go." And I'm not saying Jimmy G's not a massive improvement. He's not gonna blow the world away. I was just so sick of watching Derek Carr. I don't know. It's just not it. In today's NFL, you have to have a superstar quarterback to win. And until you get one, you're just going to be spinning your tires.
That is not what they're saying down on the Bayou. They are super excited in New Orleans. They're going to the playoffs at the very least. I think I can call it.
They should make the playoffs. They got a great defense. They got weapons everywhere.
What are the odds? I need to look up the odds for the Super Bowl.
I think Dennis Allen's also a moron, so he's going to hold you back. I know, been there. But
Dennis Allen is also a moron.
Yeah.
All right. Tyreek Hill says he's going to have 2,000 receiving yards and a Super Bowl this year.
The first part I can 100% see because he was 100% on pace for 2,000 last year.
Calvin Johnson's record is 1964.
If Tua doesn't get hurt last year, I think Tyreek easily clears 2,000 because he had like 11 or 1,200 through the first 8 or 9 games. And then you wind up with, I don't even remember who the third string guy was that was throwing it to him.
That is aggressive.
The guy that started the playoff game?
Skylar Thompson.
We are live on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook all at the same time right now. As soon as we finish, we upload it to Spotify and all the other streaming platforms.
That's correct, yeah. I'll have it uploaded by 9 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah.
That's wild. 2,000 yards is super aggressive. I could see it more so because of how pass happy the NFL is. I'm actually surprised nobody's gotten closer to Megatron's record yet. Also see the Dolphins being a legitimate contender for the Super Bowl, though. So I see where that is, but that is a wild thing to come out and say. Both of those things.
I got 2 things that branch off of that. He said, I will have 2,000 yards this year because I was on pace for 2,000 last year, and I didn't even know the playbook. I was just out there being a better athlete than everyone else. He said he was literally telling Tua in the huddle, hey, I'm going to run this route. I'm going to be right here. If you hit me in stride, I'm gone. So if he has a whole year and a half to learn the playbook, and you know what I mean? Like,
here's the other problem.
I've told you for the last 5-10 years, no person in the NFL scares me more than Tyreek Hill when you're playing against them.
Yeah.
When he used to be on the Chiefs, I was terrified every time he ran a route.
I understand that, and I hate to question somebody's like mental capacity or
here we go
level of smartness.
Yikes.
I don't know how to properly say it without sounding like an asshole. I don't know if he's an idiot or not. How do you go through the entire season and not know the playbook?
I guess
that blows my mind.
When you're going from a Andy Reid offense your whole career to a Kyle Shanahan offense,
seems like it should be easier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
that's the first time I've heard that. That's crazy.
I don't think I could memorize a playbook in one off season. I really don't. Honestly.
I don't know if it was my job. I definitely could.
I don't,
because you know the basics. You already know the basics. I've had receivers that have to ask me what route they're running. I know how that is, but they were also stupid. So,
but how amazing is it that he can just go out there and play backyard football and just run circles around everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the video this offseason where he just randomly rolls up to like a college or Olympic
Yeah,
trial.
I've
And he
seen
just
him.
blew everyone out of the water.
Yeah.
And these are like legit track guys that run track every single day of their life.
And that's just athleticism, which is amazing.
But normally in the NFL, you get speed guys that aren't receivers. I know.
Yeah.
Darius Hayward-Bay, James Jett. I've seen them come and go.
Who's your other guy?
Henry Ruggs was going to be a star.
Oh,
He was going to be a superstar.
the murderer. Just
Very few
subscribe to
things
the
that broke my
YouTube.
heart
Brew
like
Dude
that.
Sportscast is me. All right, dude. Yeah, we'll shoot you follow. I'll God, remind me. If I forget, remind me.
Appreciate it, Brew
I'm
Dudes.
really bad at remembering. Appreciate the follows too. Anyway, I don't know. That's a wild thing for Tyreek to say. He's really, really good. I get it. I like the confidence. I feel like you're just setting yourself up to get made fun of, though. You can't make these wild ass predictions. Remember when CJ2K didn't he come out and say that and then look like a moron?
After he had already done it?
Was that after?
I don't know. I mean, he had to run for 2K at some point.
No, he said he was going to do 2,500.
Oh, yeah, that's insane.
He just looked like an idiot. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers isn't happy he's going to be involved with Hard Knocks, and neither is Vincent Sala.
It does sound super annoying.
Yeah.
You just got a camera in your face all day, in the locker room, on the training facility.
Do you watch
on
Hard
the
Knocks
field.
usually?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't see how they don't win the award for like best reality show every year. It's you have to have HBO to watch it or catch like a clip on the internet. It's amazing.
I feel like Rodgers is at the point of his career where that would be annoying. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
No team ever wants to be on it. Every team that's on it bitches every year about being on it. But I'm sure it's a huge money maker. I feel like
younger guys wouldn't hate it. If you had a younger quarterback that was new to the league, trying to get his name up there. But like, I can see how Rodgers would be like, I don't give a shit. Everyone knows who I am. This doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
And I can also see Saleh, like the type of coach he is, being like, this is gimmicky. I just want to fucking coach here and get my guys hyped.
I mean, it's a distraction. Like, there's no way around it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess we're going to watch it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how mad A-Rod really is.
The Jets have so many primetime games this year.
Well, I'm just real worried about Zach Wilson making Aaron Rodgers' life hell. So
Jesus, bro.
I wonder if they're getting along.
Oh shit! We fast forwarded past the Dolphins, and I didn't have a chance to bring up the second thing.
Oh, there's a second part of the Dolphins.
So we have the final details of the 49ers Dolphins trade.
Mm-hmm.
So the 49ers and Dolphins basically traded. The 49ers got Trey Lance.
Uh-huh.
The Dolphins wind up with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Bradley Chubb. That was the final results of that trade.
God, that's insane.
2 number 1 receivers and a $100 million pass rusher for a guy that may never be a consistent starting quarterback in the NFL.
Jeez. Probably not. And
he's been being shot this whole offseason.
Well, the biggest issue there is Brock Purdy is on track to come back from his torn UCL.
Yep.
But I saw this argument. I don't know if it's an argument or point or whatever you want to call it today. How good is Brock Purdy really? He had 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 4 picks. This is a wildly small sample size for a rookie quarterback with no tape on him and no pedigree, and nobody thought he was going to be good. I know the wins speak for themselves, but like guys are acting like this guy's an MVP candidate.
Couldn't you say ask the same exact question about Jimmy G? Jimmy G wins like 70% of his games.
Right.
Aren't we going to see real quick whether it's him or not?
I guess you are, but at least with Jimmy G, I feel like you know what he is. Brock Purdy, we don't know really anything. We know that he won some games and didn't turn the ball over a lot.
To me, he looked like a really, really, really above average game manager.
All right.
I didn't see him throw any bombs last year. I didn't see him take the top off. I didn't see him threading any needles.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know,
I just saw the question posed and I was like, I mean, yeah, a lot of guys are acting like this dude's going to be an MVP candidate this year. And how the hell do you know that?
In that offense, all you have to do is not turn the ball over and you're going to the NFC Championship.
Right.
Because that defense is prolific. It's literally a Pro Bowl defense.
Right. If you can hop on the Brad Johnson.
Yeah. And I think he's better than that. So,
yeah.
You know.
Well, the game's a little different than back then. There's a lot of running. That's all I got in my book of fun. What do you got? What do you got spitball wise? What do y'all got? What's going on?
So before we went on the air, we saw that there's like a 90-something% chance that
I agree with you.
DeAndre Hopkins is going to sign with the Titans.
Oh, D-Hop.
What are your
probably
thoughts on
going to the Titans.
Good move, bad move?
For who?
For the team, it's a great move.
You would think so.
You get a guy that's going to be your number one until Treylon Burks is ready to be the number one. He should mentor Burks to step into that role.
Right. I don't know why Hopkins is going to Tennessee.
Everything, your brain tells you that they had to be the team that offered the most money, right?
They're going to pay him the most.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not going there to win. Because I kept hearing Kansas City. If he wants to win, he would have went to Kansas City or Buffalo, which were the two favorites in Vegas for signing him.
I was actually super hyped for him to go to Buffalo. God. That didn't happen. But I was excited about that for all the Buffalo fans out there. I was rooting for you.
I was already starting to get pissed off because I just assumed he was going to sign with Kansas City and, they were just going to have one more weapon that no one can guard, and then Kelsey's even more wide open. And
Nope's got the Bears winning the AFC North, so
I hope not, because I love Detroit. They're my second.
The AFC North is a joke.
Oh, okay. I thought you said NFC. My bad. Still on some shit.
Here's the thing. I am super sweaty.
The reason we're not filming is because we went in my garage, the man cave, where we have all the cool neons and shit. And I have a neon that reads the temperature. It said 103 in there.
We usually are inside, but that thing is like a damn sauna, and it's better out here somehow. It's still like 90 fucking degrees out here?
At least.
It's hot.
South Carolina summers are trash.
Yeah. But it's better than being locked in the hot box. So We're okay. We're okay. I feel like I'm not sweating that bad. I must just be like glistening on camera. I'm not dripping sweat. It is warm though. I've got some swamp ass going. I appreciate your concern though.
So training camps are starting next week. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to in training camp? Any storylines that you're paying attention to?
I want to see the rookies. Everyone wants to see the rookies. I want to see the rookies.
I don't think we're going to have any quarterback battles.
No, but I am. So we're going to go up to Panthers training camp, of course. So I'm going to get my eyes on Bryce Young.
Everything I've read about Bryce is he's looking amazing right now.
We had a fan too. I like where your head's at, but the fan messes with the audio. It's all, but we just got to tough it out here in the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
Till we get some AC in the man cave. Just the rookies. I don't know if there's any crazy battles that need to be watched or like kept an eye on. I think Baker's already got the job in Tampa.
God, that's disgusting.
Is there even a question who's in Tennessee? Tannehill's going to be starting.
So this thing that kind of caught my attention was I was reading this article about how the Falcons are going to run this offense where they have one receiver, one tight end, and 3 running backs in the backfield. Wow. They're going to have the rookie back there.
They're going to run Wildcat.
Patterson and another back. And then they're also going to have Desmond Ridder, who can also run.
Algier. Tyler.
So you're going to have one receiver, one tight end, 3 running backs, and Ridder. And they were saying the amount of different plays or things that they could do, trick plays and shit, out of that formation.
You saw that too.
It could be kind of exciting, or it could be like the worst offense in the league.
We've seen Army and Navy and Princeton used to do the wishbone with the 3 running backs in the back. Like, it's a thing that's been done before. It usually just doesn't work because NFL linebackers, safeties, and corners are fast enough to keep up with any counters that you can run. That's why the passing game has become like the preferred way to move the ball. It's much harder to defend.
So you got Bijan back there. He's going to be your north and south
Bijan,
guy.
Yeah, Bijan Rams.
Then you got Cordell coming out on the flat. He's your pass catching guy.
Yeah.
And he can run.
He's a receiver.
I also feel like he can throw it too if they did some kind of crazy, trick plays or some shit.
84 is just an athlete, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hell of an athlete. Does he have like the record for return yards?
Highest kick return average in NFL history. He averages like 30 yards per kick return. Back when kick returns were a thing.
God, kick returns were cool. Remember those, y'all? Y'all remember kick returns? Kick returns were fun.
The Devin Hester prime years, man. I'll never forget it.
I got you on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you, Raymond. I think we don't have many on the YouTube. We just started streaming on YouTube. Somebody suggested that we do it, so we just hooked that up. Appreciate that. Will Hester make the Hall of Fame? That's an outstanding question.
God. We were literally
should. We just talked about it.
We had a golf trip a couple months ago. We were literally screaming at each other inside of a rental house on Hilton Head Island about shit.
Oh, this is the one I wasn't there for.
You didn't go.
Okay.
We got 4 dudes inside this rental screaming at each other whether Devin Hester is a Hall of Famer or not.
Let me guess, Mitch was involved with screaming.
Mitch and Big Willie said yes, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I was on the no.
And MPG said no.
I can't remember MPG. I just remember it being 2-1. I was getting screamed at because I said no.
Those two were screaming at you.
Yeah. Like, I get it. He's the best kick returner, punt returner, maybe in the history of the league.
How many records does he have? That'd be my question.
I think he had 19 total returns for touchdowns. Okay? My argument was they tried him at corner, dog water. Trash. Couldn't even get on the field. Mm-hmm. They convert him to wide receiver. Still trash.
Right.
Couldn't even stay on the field.
Can't play another position.
You literally couldn't.
Yeah. You
were a specialist.
Right. Are there kickers in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. Ray Guy's in the Hall of Fame. I'm sure Shane Leckler will be in the Hall of Fame.
Is he the best specialist at that specialist position ever? Probably. Who's better? Dion more exciting? Probably not better numbers wise. If I had to guess, I don't know for sure. And there won't be any more. That's the thing. Like last of a dying breed, that was one.
Still going to be punt returners.
Yeah. Nope says yes.
I don't know. I feel like
I would vote if you made me vote. I would vote yes.
Okay.
I would vote yes.
I've always I prescribe to the Deion Sanders school of thinking. Deion Sanders has said on record the Hall of Fame has gotten extremely watered down.
Good, right?
It's the Hall of Very Good now. All you got to do is make a couple Pro Bowls and be good for 10 years, and you automatically get in.
That's a little extreme, but I understand.
Terrell Davis got in off of a 4-year running span. Mm-hmm. That's a joke.
But one was a record-breaking year.
It doesn't matter. You don't deserve it.
I get it. I actually disagreed with Terrell Davis, so don't hang me up here. Don't hang me up here. Hey, sweet. This is the first time I can actually see comments on the YouTube too. Awesome. That's pretty solid. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm going to look up the Hall of Fame ballots. We'll do a whole breakdown of like this year's class and next year's class because I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah.
I'll put them together.
Yeah.
We'll do that since it's the middle of summer and I just watch baseball and sit on my lawn chair while I sit in this kiddie pool. Usually the lawn chair, I get the kiddie pool. I can put the hose in and the water stays cool if I leave it running because it just keeps cycling like a fountain and it waters the grass if I sit at the top of the hill. It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
We are live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. We normally don't talk about watering grass.
Hey, my grass looks outstanding right now. I'm proud of it.
These are the dog days right now. Y'all just we need y'all's comments. We need your questions. We need your input. As soon as we get rocking and rolling and the regular season kicks off, we're going to be 100 miles an hour going back and forth with you guys. We're going to be doing a fantasy segment every week before the games kick off.
The fantasy segments are fun. Those are fun. But right now, nobody wants to sit here and listen to me talk about fantasy baseball or baseball. Usually he half falls asleep when I get on a baseball tear. So here we are. We
do a fantasy segment. We do a betting segment. Obviously, we go live when it's for the games. Yeah.
Do you? All right. I'll check y'all stuff out. I like to support the other homies that are on pods. It's a tough gig to break into. We've been doing it for a while. I feel like we worked out a lot of kinks. We still have a lot to do, especially on the algorithm side. But hey, the road wasn't short. What did they say? Barstool took 10 freaking years before anyone even knew what the fuck they were.
Oh yeah. I think it was closer to 20.
And we're way behind the ball. Like the market's watered down now. So hopefully we bring enough information, knowledge, and entertainment to make some type of impact
every damn decent former athlete now has a podcast. It's so
I know, but I've listened to a lot
watered
of them.
down.
They're just not.
There's a lot of good ones though.
Yeah,
a lot of good
there are
ones.
some good ones.
A lot of NBA players got good podcasts.
Yeah. Have you listened to McAfee since he made the move?
Yeah.
Is it the same?
It hasn't changed much.
He just doesn't swear as much.
He just got a little bit more coin in the pocket these days.
He can't be as ridiculous. There's no way.
New Heights is a great podcast. Two brothers being elite in the NFL, having a pod. That's amazing. Kelsey's just built to be an entertainer, though. Like, I was watching him in the American Century Golf Championship on Saturday. Dude's just an entertainer.
Yeah. Well, I just want to be able to, like, go cover. Like, it would be awesome for somebody to, like, ask us to go cover a live event. Because, like, the ability to go live, that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do. We did not do that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We edited and cut everything. So now that, like, we're comfortable live, talking, responding to people live, it's a whole new world, and you get a lot more interaction, especially with people that happen to come across it and ask you what you're doing and ask you if you can do blah, blah, blah. So it's opened a new door. So
I feel like I pushed the going live for a long time, and you were hesitant. I was like, we got it. We got it. We know our shit. Let's go.
But so, like, the art of cutting and editing videos too, though, like, I really did enjoy that for a long time, and I still do. I make shorts.
Time consuming.
I'll clip some stuff, and that was the thing. It became so time consuming. We almost, like, scrapped the whole thing. We quit doing it. Once we started doing this live thing, that's when it really came to fruition, and we're having a lot more fun doing it too. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. I know it's a rough time in the sports world right now, but we're here for you.
I mean, if you're like us, nothing even comes close to NFL. Like, we live in SEC country, and we're surrounded by nothing but college football fans. We can't get enough NFL. We'll literally sit and watch two worst teams in the league play on Thursday Night Football. I'll watch every snap.
Do it all the time.
It's that good.
It's that good.
People that don't like the NFL because they're like, oh, their babies, contracts, all they care about is money. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, NFL is amazing. The product is amazing.
I've been called the songbird of my generation.
That too.
All right. Y'all shoot us a follow. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out anywhere you can get a podcast. Apple, Amazon, iHeart. Actually, iHeart might be the ones fucked up. I don't know. Spotify. Thomas the Lefty on TikTok. Galoob QB1 on TikTok. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good time.
Later, dudes.
Actually, TikTok doesn't have to go anywhere.
No.